Okay. The problem with using software is
that
that
it sucks
software
sometimes.
crashes.
Yep.
So my Streamlabs crashed. Thanks, guys. Yeah, we're gonna have to do this a lot more clean one day. Better, I don't know. Life is difficult. I don't have a cool setup yet, so we do it this way.
All right.
I apologize. Saquon Barkley's back up there again for the
Another beast of a game.
third week in a row. I think he's been in top 10 for fantasy. So
I think that is
he's
an
been
accurate
really
statement.
performing well. If he's your guy, hold your guy, man, because he's got 151 yards, 4 receptions, 2 tuds.
So
He actually got some
sorry, go ahead.
receptions. You know what I'm saying? So those definitely count for points. Yes, Riyadh.
So there's a guy in one of my other leagues. I also have Christian McCaffrey. I had number 1 overall pick in that league, and I picked Christian McCaffrey like an idiot.
It's okay. He's not an idiot.
But
you're not an idiot.
There is someone that will take him.
McCaffrey.
There is someone that is willing to take him right now, and he has Saquon. So
Dang.
do I give it up? Do I be patient and wait? Because so say he comes back week 6, McCaffrey, and then I think he has like a week 9 or 10 bye. So I mean, do I get him for week 6 or week 7, week 8, off week 9, week 10, week 11, week 12, week 13, and then week 14 starts our playoff.
That's really tough.
So I'll really only have him producing for 5 weeks. So,
but he hasn't been producing at all.
I know, that's what I'm saying. So out of the whole season, I'll probably only have him producing 5 weeks by the time he gets back.
It's tough because do you think that they're going to split that backfield now?
Or when McCaffrey gets back,
just going to run McCaffrey all the time.
No, I think they're just going to run McCaffrey.
Damn, did that mean?
Now, with the injuries and if they lose 2 or 3 more games, I think right now they're being extremely cautious with McCaffrey, and rightfully so. But you lose 2 or 3 more games, I think you may not be able to wait. So you may not be able to be so cautious, and especially with Kittle and Trent now gone, Kittle's still kind of going to come back, but still kind of gone. Who's the other one? Debo. You know, if you have to go 2 or 3 more games without those guys or those guys that are limited, you may need to think, hey, can we bring back? He may not be 100%, but if he's 80, 85%, you know, do you bring him back because you may need him? So that's an interesting decision.
That is tough. But as far as it's been producing, Saquon has been there.
Yeah.
And I feel like he will be there. And I feel like it's just going to be, you're going to want to not do it, but just do it. Just do it.
You think so?
Do the trade.
Now I'll try now. The guy did say, what do you want from McCaffrey? And he said nothing too crazy. I don't think that's entirely too crazy, the Saquon for McCaffrey. Especially if, McCaffrey can easily put up, when he comes back, 22 points?
I hate to say it, but it's a 1-for-1 grab, and you already have a player that's playing too. So it's immediate points.
I agree on my end, but I'm talking to his end because he's going to have to like it.
Why?
Because, would you give up Saquon for a injured reserve McCaffrey who's going to be out 6 weeks?
Oh, try it first and then see what happens.
Yeah. So I don't know. I'm just thinking on his end because he didn't say anything too crazy. I don't think it's entirely crazy, but also, I don't know. Yeah.
Well, for someone who you should have already but might not, Jawan Jennings. Jawan in third. JJ, the man that went 175 for 11 receptions. 11 out of 12 receptions, by the way. 3 tuds, 46.5 points. Baby, what a game. They still lost. Shit. It's fine. JJ had a great game, but I like the fact that a lot of people got to see that this man is a great football player and a great receiver, words. And he's going to be another weapon I hope they watch out for. So when you're going to have more people on that team that, you know, you got JJ too, yeah? Obviously, Ronnie Bell dropped all those passes. So they're not looking at
What
him.
did
They're
you
going to
do?
leave him wide open.
Darius Toney of last year or what?
In one game, bro. We're not going to go into that. We already talked about the Niner game. Let's switch on over.
It's fun to talk about the Niners. I enjoy talking about the Niners.
Fuck off. We got, oh my God, our injuries right here, guys. Oh my God. Oh, I got to show you guys some crazy stuff.
Yeah, he's a fan of injuries, aren't you? You sick.
I'm not a fan. It's just one of those things.
You like to talk about injuries, you sick fuck?
Yeah, I do.
I like how you have a SpongeBob thing there. That's pretty funny.
Oh yeah, you like him?
Yeah.
It's cute, huh? So cute. So cute. La-da-dee, la-da-do, la-da-dum.
All right, I need to go to a potty break. I'll be back.
Oh my God, no.
How much time we got?
Sorry, that was weird.
I'll be right back.
Accidentally just put everything in transition, but then didn't, because I wasn't working in my own transition. It's wild. As you can see, guys, I'm messing up. Beautiful. All right. Notable injuries right now that are pretty wild. We can actually go game by game, which is pretty cool. So I actually don't think there was too many things as far as who you should be, kind of afraid of. There is, some things that maybe you got to see, like obviously a whole situation. That's right. I think Joey Bosa right now. Oh, he's okay. All these guys be complaining about all their body parts and stuff, and then they're fine and they're in full participation practice. So that's just wild to me. Jeez, Rihanna, don't be just walking around like you own the place. Darius Slayton with a thumb from the Giants. Nothing crazy. Browns players. David Njoku with an ankle. Did not participate. That's an interesting one. Ooh, Jacobs was limited in practice, so that's interesting. If that's one of those things that you're going to have to look at as far as the backfield being one of those, like, split possibilities. Jordan Love is limited at practice with his knee as well. So, again, they're probably just going to kind of sit this man.
Yeah, there's no reason to rush him back.
Tajay Spears is got an ankle injury, but is full to go, so that's going to be interesting as well. Bucks have some issues. More of just tackles.
Mike Evans needs to step the fuck up.
He is limited at practice, so that's interesting as well.
Oh, I didn't even know
AJ
he
Brown
was
did
limited.
not practice, so that's interesting and concerning. CJ Gardner-Johnson as well, but what'd you do? You fucking bitch.
Sorry.
Johnny Wilson is full participant, which is great, because we'll get to him a little bit later. I want people to understand that he's going to be the one that's going to be making those.
Is Kenneth Walker on there?
Taysom Hill is still limited at practice with the chest. He's going to be my tight end hold just in case some others. Dang. Sheet's cool. He's all right. You good. You good. Bears, Keenan Allen. Personal matter. Heel. Damn. Matt Gay's good to go now. That guy's been giving me some issues, not being able to play. Michael Pittman Jr. did not practice. He has that back and calf still, so that's interesting to look at. Joe Mixon with his ankle did not practice. Or Dameon Pierce. It's a hard knock life. Jordan Addison as well did not practice, still with the ankle. Justin Jefferson is there, full participant. Ooh. Dolphins are hurting. Raheem is limited at practice with a chest injury. And Malik Washington with tricep is limited as well. Jerome Baker is a linebacker for the Seahawks who did not practice. Derek Hall is a linebacker as well with a hip injury who is limited. DK Metcalf is full participant. But unfortunately, Kenneth Walker is having a limited participation with his oblique injury. Love it. Clowney, a linebacker. I'm just fucking with you. We shouldn't go that crazy. Adam Thielen, though, he looks like he's going to have a hamstring injury, but he's still undeclared, actually, right now. It doesn't really say what's going on, so it's interesting. Max Crosby is limited at practice right now with an ankle injury, so that'll be interesting to see. This guy's going off on everyone. Ravens don't have any notable injuries. Too crazy. Calvin Noy's good. Neck concussion. Ooh. Cowboys limited at practice. Receiver Jalen Brooks. And yeah, I know you're good. 49ers, Nick Bosa limited at practice with a rib. George Kittle, hamstring, did not practice. Deebo Samuel, calf, did not practice. Travarius Ward, hamstring knee, limited at practice. Trent Williams, cramps. That's because you weren't playing for a long time. That's crazy. Oh, they saw against the Rams. Oh, when they played. Nice. Cooper Kupp is still with his ankle injury. He did not practice. Wow. Lions players looking tight. Sam Laporta with a little bit of an ankle, but it doesn't say anything about practice or not. Amon-Ra is good to go. Isaiah Williams with the abdomen, he was limited at practice. Nothing too crazy with the Cardinals players as well. Dortch is actually limited at practice as well. We'll see how the week continues with all of these players. Everyone good? Monday nights, Eric Armstead did not practice. We're sorry to see that. It's probably why the Jaguars got their ass handed to. Josh Allen good. Pectoral, forearm. Everyone's good on Bills. Commanders. Zach Ertz right now, limited at practice. Austin Eckler with concussion. This will be interesting to see. Bengals. Wow, Von Miller did not practice, but I believe Von Bell did not practice safety. We got Joe Burrow full practice. Hutchinson knee did not practice. Some notable injuries. We can't show plays. I think we'll get arrested. But as far as from beginning to end, what a beautiful.
You mean you don't have a deal with ESPN yet?
Do you?
No, I wish.
There's some solid updates for you guys right there. I'm just letting y'all know that it's looking like we're definitely going to have to switch up a lot of different players. But it's okay because I got you guys because we're going to start talking about a little bit of the waiver wire. That's right, baby. The waiver wire pickups. All right, these are some of the pickups that I just wanted to go through, guys. I know it's going to be interesting, and you're not going to understand what I'm talking about or what we're looking at exactly, but check this out. From Darnold, he's still only in 16.2% of leagues. I'm sorry, ESPN leagues. QB1, bro, that guy's going off. He's getting you some points. He's consistent. It's a possible waiver wire pickup if you got people like Tua or other injuries. or you just got some like shit you don't want. Geno Smith, Riyadh went on a whole rant as we lost connection. Hilarious. And he was talking about how he loves his old ass quarterback. Geno Smith. Rostered in 27.8% of ESPN. Another good possible pickup, Bucky Irvine. Tampa Bay running back right there. He is also one of those good pickups. I tell you what, though. He is only rostered in 32.8. 32.8, that's still crazy. This is the biggest one, in my opinion. JJ Bay. JJ Bay. Juwan Jennings, wide receiver number 2, San Francisco, 36%. He's going to be the number 1 until Debo, Kittle, McCaffrey, or Ayuk steps up. Right now, JJ is that guy. And no one's watching him, and they might be now, which could give opportunity to BA. We'll see what happens. But we got some Cam Akers as well as far as running backs. And I feel bad.
That's not what I wanted to play. I fucked that up. Sorry, boys.
It's okay.
Still learning the buttons.
So he's a Texan, and I still have Cleveland up there from last week, so I apologize, guys. But I just want to say as a possibility of this man, he is rostered in only a 33.9% of leagues, and he is going to be splitting that backfield a little bit more, and we should be seeing more runs from this man. This is the biggest one. A lot of receivers from the Philadelphia Eagles are injured. And you saw Johnny Wilson play. And you saw Johnny Wilson get you some points. No, you didn't, because he was sitting on the bench. In only 0.1% of leagues is this man rostered. Why? Because all of his starters are out. All of his starters are going to be virtually out. We'll see what happens. He's going to start being a go-to man. You're going to start seeing more passes being thrown by Jalen Hurts, my quarterback, to some Johnny Wilson. So we might get some double connections here. I feel like I'm going to have to go with picking that guy up. It is what it is. Do not hate, appreciate. Those are our waiver wire pick-ups. If you have any others, let us know. Comment below. Thank you. As we look at the matchups for this following week to end the podcast here today, definitely chime in on what you think will happen in these games. Cowboys-Giants, obviously.
Cowboys going to bounce back against the shitty-ass Giants. I can tell you that right now.
Giants are coming off of a dub, though.
Yeah, but no. Cowboys, I think Cowboys get back to themselves here, at least for this game.
You think so?
Yeah.
What happens if they don't?
They should blow up their season, punt their season, fire their coach, fire Jerry Jones, and,
That would be wild. That would be hella funny and wild. Okay. Saints-Falcons.
I think the Falcons are a legitimate team. I think Kirk Cousins is doing Kirk Cousins things. I like Raheem Morris. I think he's given a jolt to that team. I guess anybody would do good. Any coach, no matter what coach they put in there, if that has Kirk would probably do good, especially compared to last year. The Falcons, where they had Desmond Ridder and a bunch of, they couldn't do worth a shit. So
You're not wrong. Yeah, you're not wrong.
So I think you can throw any coach in there this year with Kirk Cousins and he'd be successful. But I think Raheem Morris is a good fit. I think he is. And
so you think the Falcons are going to trample over the Saints after the Saints just lost?
Trample?
Or it's going to be a closer game?
I think it's going to be a closer game. I don't think I think it's going to be one of the more tighter games. Falcons have played in some tight games. I think their last 2 or 3 games. They play pretty tight. They play the Chiefs tight, which you play the Chiefs tight. You're. I think that's a good. What do you call that? A good show on what your team can do.
Where your level is, yeah.
Yeah, where you're at with your team. So I wouldn't quite count them out based on last week. But I don't know who's more of a wild card in that game. I don't think the Saints are going to sustain their 40 fucking points a fucking game. But
I know that's wild.
But you know what's interesting? Speaking of an NFC South game, that NFC South just like blew up this season. Like at the start of the season, it was really probably only Tampa Bay, But then the Saints went off. The Falcons got Kirk Cousins. You're like, okay, now it's only the lonely ass Panthers that are at the bottom of that division.
Which is going to be interesting too, because now you got Andy Dalton.
Yeah,
he's fresh
the
off
Red
a
Rifle.
solid win, and then they're going against a 0-3 Bengals, like a 1-2 better squad than the Bengals.
That's a pretty shocking 0-3 team right there. Speaking of the Bengals, I mean, they do not have 0-3 talent.
Yeah, and have they just had hard games?
Excuse me, that was right into the mic.
Just been not being able to perform. I think it's just not being able to perform, huh?
Yeah, and again, I mean, it's 3 weeks, and again, none of these guys played in the preseason. So,
and they started getting good connections. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah,
I think Bengals finally get their first win.
Yeah, I expect better football to be played all around. Every team and all the starters have had their bye, or their preseason, so to say. They play the first 3 games.
3 games, yeah.
Yeah. So I think, sometimes it's so sensitive, sometimes it's not. But
Rams,
I think
Bears,
it's going to be better.
Bears are going to get killed. Rams are going to hold up.
I don't know if the Bears are going to get killed. I think the Bears will definitely win that game. Or not the Bears. The Rams aren't going to kill the Bears, but I think the Rams are definitely going to win, for sure. I had higher hopes on the Bears.
What about Green Bay?
Who are they playing?
The Packers play the
Vikings.
Sorry.
That's a stone cold, hard, old school North game. It's hard to count out Willis. He's had good games, but he has not played a divisional opponent yet. He's not really played anyone all that good. He's played, the Titans?
Yeah.
And who did they play? I mean, the Colts. I think he played the Colts was his first game. So, Brian's going to hate me, but at least in the first 3 weeks, Colts are mediocre. So, I think this is going to be the first test for Malik Willis and see what he really, really has.
See if he has that cojones, okay?
Yeah, that big fucking ball sack. Yeah, for sure.
Jags get their shit handed to them playing the Bills. Do you think that happens again to them playing the Texans?
If the Texans that show up that have been around last year and that started off this season, they're going to get their shit blown out for a second straight week.
Jags.
The Jags, yeah.
Yeah,
but
I
if
can
they,
see that.
Even if they play mediocre, I think the Jags will still lose.
Hey, I don't want no mediocre.
I think even if the Texans play mediocre, I think the Jags will still lose.
Fair.
They got some shit to figure out on defense. I know Josh Allen is hard and difficult for everybody, but that blowout really showed something. Really exposed the Jacksonville Jaguars.
I really wish Brian was here because Brian could give me some insight on how the Colts are going to lose this game.
Who are they playing? Niners?
Steelers.
Oh, Steelers. And they're going into Indianapolis, right? It's in Indy.
It is in Indy.
Last year when they were in Indy, the Steelers won. I think it was kind of a bit of a grind, but I think that defense is something to be revered.
And Justin Fields now.
Yep, and
different.
And Anthony Richardson, to me, is still a rookie. He's only played 8 games, something like that, 7 or 8 games. So it'll be interesting to watch.
Jets come off their win. Broncos come off a serious win. I think Jets are just going to keep steamrolling.
Yeah, I think the Jets are going to blow out the
will be interesting. Sean
Broncos.
Payton, see what he's got to coach up. How is he going to coach up against Robert Saleh? And that's my interesting thing. And then what elements will Aaron Rodgers be able to give to them about, playing against, playing against them? I don't know. We'll see what happens. I think the Eagles and Bucks should be a good game. That should be definitely a solid, even matchup as far as team-wise. I feel like they're definitely equals.
On paper, but if you
yeah.
put their last games together, I mean
they do look equal. I mean
but Tampa Bay should not have lost to.
That's true. Yeah.
So,
fluke or maybe not. What's really going to be interesting is this Commanders-Cardinals game. Cardinals goes going crazy, but then taking an L again. It's just one of those things where it's like, all right, man, we're going to hold strong. But now we're going against the Commanders, who have nothing but high hopes.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with Commanders on this one.
Commanders and who?
Cards. Cardinals, Commanders.
You know what? I think I'm going Cardinals.
Sure.
Marvin Harrison and that Kyler Murray connection has really come out.
You want him to keep cooking, right? All right.
Yeah.
All right. I want him to keep cooking too.
But see, it's hard for me to pick that. Like, as far as like a fan of football, I would love to see that connection grow. I think it's going to be great. But as an NFC West fan, I do not want to see the Cardinals win. So
yeah, he wants to see Commanders.
Yeah.
I mean, I obviously want to see the Commanders win too. Niners, I want to see the Niners beat the Patriots. I feel
that's
like
probably going to happen. Yeah.
Is that a trap game? I say easy win. Is it a trap game? Do you get overconfident? Or you just stick to what you know and just kind of play the game and then?
No, I don't think there's as many trap games in the NFL. I think there's definitely more in the college game. I think NFL football players understand that it's very realistic to think it's any given Sunday, right?
Yeah.
Most NFL players, especially vets, they don't look ahead, right? So I don't think there's a trap game, at least in a locker room standpoint or as a player standpoint. I don't think that exists. But, I shouldn't say
getting
exists 'cause
out
I've never
coached.
been in. There is, for sure. Yeah, I think I'd still take the Niners as much as I would love to see the Niners get upset. And the more they get upset, the better it is for the Seahawks, and the better it is for my fantasy team that has Christian, because then there'll be talks about really bringing him back maybe when he's, they'll become more desperate to bring him back, and maybe I can actually get some points of him for once this year. So,
Well, half of this was last week's, and the other half is... No, this one is the one from last week's, and then the other one was from this week.
Grade A producing, by
Grade
the
A
way.
producing.
Whoever put that together, whoever put that graphic together is fucking great.
Now that we're back, we could
Should
talk
be
about
fucking
these
fired.
games, right? So it was crazy watching the Cardinals-Lions game. Lions won, the Cowboys-Ravens, we talked about that. The 49ers losing against the Rams, and the Chiefs beating the Falcons.
Did we talk
the
about the
Jags got
Niners,
raped
Rams?
against the Bills. Yes, we did.
Oh, really?
And then the Bengals, Commanders.
sure?
Yes, we did. Relax.
Okay.
So we can actually go back to this stat right here, because the Chiefs are going to play the Chargers, and that is also a divisional rival game that we know that the Chiefs are going to win. So it'll be interesting to see the two face off against each other.
Did you see that non-PI call, by the way, in that Chiefs-Falcons game in the end zone?
Yeah.
That was some bullshit. But the Chiefs are the Chiefs. The refs, the refs wear red and white instead of black and white. So we all know that. That's nothing new to NFL fans.
That's hilarious. I mean, yeah, they're using the refs to get their wins, but it is what it is. Raiders walk the dog with the Browns, or you think it's going to be an even matchup?
I don't fucking know with these Raiders. They're so hard to predict. Like I said,
Right.
2 weeks ago they beat a Baltimore team that had 2-time MVP, and made it to the almost made it to the Super Bowl. And then on the other hand, they get their ass ate out by fucking Carolina Panthers in the Red Rocket. So I can't put anything on this game. And I don't know how many people are bettors out there, but I would probably stay away from this game.
So trap game.
definitely for NFL bettors. I think. And then the Browns are kind of the same thing. They got beat by a really good Cowboys team, but I think they were a better team. They weren't better than the Cowboys, but I think they really put on some good football, and they just got beat by a really, really good Dallas team. You can still be good and get beat pretty bad by especially by an elite team.
Okay, Dallas is elite now?
They've always been elite. I mean, they top defenses, top offenses. I mean, how far they make it is debatable, and I would probably agree with what most people say, but as far as like regular season, I wouldn't want to play them during the regular season. So,
all right, fair enough. Bills Ravens should be an actually good matchup as far as quarterback versus quarterback.
This could be definitely a playoff scenario,
like AFC.
I can't say an AFC
divisional?
championship, because if it's an AFC championship game, that means one of them probably beat the Chiefs, and I would pick the Chiefs for a three-peat, for the first three-peat.
It's gross,
but I definitely think it's a playoff matchup early in the season.
That's a very annoying accurate statement, especially with them literally starting off the season as hot as they are.
Yeah. And
they're not even looking good. It's not even like they're looking like they're the best team, because they're really not.
They're really not. I've been watching more of their games.
But you win a football game and win another football game and then win
another
another football game.
Imagine that. Yeah. No, I definitely agree with you there, because I have him in fantasy, and he's just barely mediocre, like barely. Yet he's 3-0. So and this is without Travis Kelce involved.
I know his ass down.
I know you know exactly what's going on there, because I know in the league we play, you have Travis, and he's put out, what is he averaging, like 5 or 6 points a like, if you're lucky. So
gotta buy a shield. Gotta buy a shield. Gotta buy a shield.
So yeah, I learned, I think probably mid to late season last year, the Chiefs are still the Chiefs. So. Not going to count them out until I actually see them out. So that's why I say it's a playoff matchup, but not an AFC matchup. It would really be shocking if it was an AFC championship.
Would be awesome.
Yeah, and it'd be nice to get some fresh blood. I don't know, because I mean, to see a three-peat would be pretty cool. I know Niners fans probably don't. I mean, they don't even want to see a three-peat, because 2 of their 3 Super Bowls would probably be against.
Whatever. Titans, Dolphins. Dolphins take another L. Titans finally get a win.
I almost just trapped myself. I almost trapped myself in this game, because you know who I saw when I saw these 2 teams was a Tua Tagovailoa team and a fully stacked Dolphins team. So I had I would stay away from it if I was a bettor. I know most of us probably can't bet because we're in California, but if you like to I know I'm kind of a stats guy, so I do like to see odds and favors and stuff like that on how that comes up and see what
it does not look good.
But yeah, I would stay away from this game. If it was a Tua game, I would take the Dolphins in a crushing game over the Titans. But no, I'm staying away from it is my official answer.
All right, last but not least, Seahawks, Lions, Monday Night Football. Do the Lions upset the 3-0 Seahawks?
All right, so which regard are you talking to here?
Or, obviously, I want to hear your real take, bro. You really think your team is that solid, that good, that you guys are going to be able to, like, it's going to be a game. It's not like you guys are going to walk in there knowing that you're going to win.
Definitely our biggest test of the season. We've had it pretty easy, but still 3-0 is 3-0.
He said 3-0 is 3-0?
Yeah, 3-0. But definitely our biggest test. Ford Field can get loud. Golf has been mediocre, but
I don't want no mediocre.
The team's not mediocre. I think this is definitely a test, and if we come out 4-0, I'd be pretty ecstatic over being 4-0, especially.
I would be very ecstatic for you guys being 4-0 as well, because when the giant is that much bigger, they fall that much harder.
Amen, brother.
So
That's
it
what-
would be very interesting. That's why the season can play out the way that it does. Kansas City can go and rape everyone, but at the end of the day, if you I mean, obviously it gets you into the playoffs, but if you cannot finish in the playoffs, which Josh Allen can't do, Niners have been there twice, so they know what it takes
But
to
they
really
can't really finish in
grind
the
through
playoffs
a
now, can they?
season to the fucking Super Bowl. Shut your mouth. I'm just saying, don't lose in the first divisional one. Make it to the playoffs. So that's the whole thing. So who will get to the playoffs?
Just
right
make
now,
it to the
the
dance.
Seahawks are looking very good.
Just make it to the dance.
They're looking good.
Yeah. But again, I mean, if you break it down a little bit, they played mediocre, shitty-ass teams. But like you said, 3 wins is still going to go down as 3 wins.
Goes, yeah.
And those 3 wins at the beginning of the season can be huge at the end.
Is a divisional.
No, it's not. They haven't played anybody in the divisional.
No?
No, they played the Broncos, the Patriots, and...
Oh, I'm sorry. Then the Rams have a divisional, and then the Cards have a divisional win as well.
And that's why they're both in front of the Niners.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're last.
Yeah, because all 3 of those teams have the same record. 1 and 2, baby.
Guys, we're going to wrap up the rest of the night. I am so glad we had a great stream here with Riyadh as well as Edgar coming in. Don't forget to catch us next Tuesday with a full stream being ready from beginning to end. That's a long one, by the way.
I'm just trying this one because... Want the other one?
That's the other one. Funny. Because we love talking football. We love talking to you guys as well. So don't forget to join in to the chat. Join in. And we will say what's up to you next week. Riyadh, any last words?
Not really. I think we've covered it. We've been talking for a while. But go Hawks, baby.
All right. Go Niners. Y'all take it easy and have a good night.